Well, good afternoon, my friends. Once again, another Wednesday afternoon live with SaleenDriver. And yeah, still here. Lost, did no, sorry, did not lose power, did not lose really anything except a lot of sleep. That was a not a fun evening last night. Listening to tropical storm. Actually, by the time it got near me, Hurricane Elsa um, bounce around bounce around the area and make lots of trees move, make lots of debris move around. A lot of rain. Um, there were a few, and these storms always seem to hit my area of Florida at night. Now, further south of me, down say Fort Myers, Naples area, they get hit in the daytime. They get to watch all this in the daytime. All I get is light rain, and by the time the sun goes down, um, that's when the big stuff hits, and it's like the shit jumping out at you in the middle of the night times 100 because you can hear all the stuff outside. You can hear cracks. It sounds like wood cracking, and you can hear the wind, but you can't see anything because it's dark out. But never lost power. Didn't lose internet. Didn't lose anything of any great critical consequence. Woke up this morning, got a little sleep. Woke up this morning, no damage on my property. I called my older daughter who lives in the same town, and she's fine. And my parents are fine. A little bit of damage on their house, nothing terribly critical. I went over there this morning and fixed most everything. There's one thing that I can't fix, but I've got a friend who is a professional handyman, and he's going to come over and we'll hand him a little money, and he will make everything nice again. So, Hurricane Elsa, now Tropical Storm Elsa, is somewhere over North Florida, heading for South and Central Georgia. Actually, I think last time I looked, Augusta was actually in the cone of uncertainty. Probably not anymore, but Gainesville is getting hammered pretty good. A little worried about that because my younger daughter is still in Gainesville. Last time I talked to her, she was fine. Um, so I haven't heard from her the past few hours, but I'm pretty sure if she wasn't fine, I would be hearing it by now. And she's almost ready to move out of Gainesville anyway. So her hurricane, tropical storm Elsa, whatever you want to call her, for the state of Florida is in the history books. Little bitch of a storm, really didn't do a lot of damage, but was a good dry run for all us Floridians to wake us up, make sure our hurricane prep was on point. Mine is, for the most part. I can think of one or two things that I need to improve upon, which I'll take care of this week. One or two things I need to buy from my parents, which I'll take care of as well, and we'll be okay. Who we got in here? Let's see. Before I even signed on, Noel Squad and Mike K were here. I don't know if they're still here, but Mike K is still here, so okay. Pizza Woman is here. Good to see you, my dear. Steve Pearson's here. Good to see you, sir. Alan A is here. Battle Angel. Thank you, Battle Angel. I am glad that you are glad I am in good shape. I don't think Uncle Lou's going to show up today. I talked to him about a completely different subject yesterday, and he said he was going to be at his father's house today. And I don't think he's going to show up. He might. I don't know. Colby's here. Good to see you. And No Squad is here, actually. Good. Let's see. No trolls are here because I haven't seen any thumbs downs clicked. The bed is here looking around as usual. Captain Trips is here. Good to see you, sir. Yes, Battle Angel, this is a true statement. Lou is full of surprises. It's funny. Something that Lou was talking about on one of the recent morning shows. I can't remember whether it was Monday or Tuesday. I was talking about screen names and how everyone knows everyone by their screen names, even if they know what their real names are. Everyone still calls them their screen names because you're used to it. I'll give you an example. November of 2019, I was actually I was coming home from one of my trips up to Tail of the Dragon. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain it later if you really want to know. But I had arranged to go through Augusta on my way home, which is out of my way a bit, but not too bad, because I was going to get to meet Lou. We arranged to have some lunch and hang out a little bit, and then I just start heading down to Florida the next day, which was Monday. Got to Augusta. We met up at T-Bone's. I'm sure you know T-Bone's, Battle Angel. I'm sure he's dragged you there many, many times. And he had his Tommy fries, and I had, I forgot what I had. It wasn't Tommy fries, though. I'm not a big fan of ranch dressing. Anyway, also was his father and his son, Lou Jr. and Papa Lou. And the funny thing is even though I know his real name, he knows my real name, the whole time that we're hanging out and eating and whatnot, I keep referring to him as Lou. He keeps referring to me as Saleen. And his son and his father, who when I was introduced to him, I was introduced with my real name, but we kept calling each other Lou and Saleen. And his son and his father were looking at us both like we were out of our friggin' minds. Now, to this day, I talk to him on the phone, or I text him, or do the call-in show or whatever. I still call him Lou. I know his name isn't Lou. I know what his real name is, and he knows what my real name is. He keeps calling me Saleen or King of the Jews or whatever. And it is kind of funny. I know BVD's real name, for example. I still call him BVD. That's how I was introduced to him. That's how I know him. So I call him BVD. Big Dog Brett. I mean, his name is Brett, but I always say Big Dog Brett. I always call D. I actually can't remember at the moment D4's real name, but I call him D4. So it's like that, this community is what it is, and we know each other more by our screen names than our real names. It always struck me as kind of funny, but it is the way it is, really. Let's see, where are we at? Is the bet behaving, or is the bet being the bet? Oh, looks like he's behaving. Although Alan A told him to shut the fuck up, but whatever. What? There's a giveaway? What giveaway? Okay, well, I don't know. So Bet's trolling Dan Mullen, which is typical. I don't know what the giveaway is. Battle Angel says that Lewis told her that story. Let's see. Alan A says hashtag trenches giveaway more scripted than W. What is between the trenches giving away? Oh, I see. You had a jersey giveaway on your channel, and Alan is crying because he didn't win. Hey, Alan, so you win some, you lose many, Hey, I give away watches every once in a while. As a matter of fact, I have a watch ready to go for when I hit 2,000 subscribers. I'm about 80 subscribers away, 70 subscribers away from 2,000. When I hit 2,000, I'll give a watch away. Maybe I'll give away two. I don't know. But many will enter. One or two will win. That's the way it is. Alan, stop crying about not winning a T-shirt on somebody else's channel. You're wasting bandwidth. Between trenches said that's just that standard. I should get everything kid attitude. Yeah. Well, all right. And K Dog is in here somewhere. He just made himself known. Michael Hogue is here. That's good to see. So, what is going on out there with you guys, other than Alan A being salty about not winning a shirt? What's going on? The bet wants a Rolex. Get a job, earn one. I have a Rolex. See, I love this Rolex in particular. There's a story behind this Rolex, but I won't bore you all with it. But what's up, K Dog? How you doing? I don't know that Alan A deserved to be timed out, but I'm not going to argue about it. There, Kevin, you felt he was getting a little too whiny, but so yeah. Storm's over. We get ready for the next one around here, so we just pick ourselves up, and move on. Let's see. Michael Hogue is asking a watch question. That's unusual on these streams. Sea Dog, how you doing, man? You want to get a G-Shock, but why is one more expensive than the other? Oh, you're getting hit by Elsa right now, trenches? That's not good. Well, by now it's hopefully weakened, and it's just big rain event. The easy answer to that, Michael, is usually the difference in price between various G-Shocks, especially the squares they call them, comes down to the module. If the module is one of those that has Bluetooth connectivity and is what they call a tough solar, where it's a solar charged battery, and they're usually also Bluetooth capable. So you can actually get a Bluetooth app for your phone. And that's how you can set them and maintain them. Those are generally more expensive than the standard modules. Also, the material that they use, the ones that are made out of resin are generally less expensive than the ones that are made out of metal, and those are generally less expensive than the ones that are titanium. So the module and the case and band material generally dictate the expense of the watch. If you're not into spending over $1,000 on a G-Shock, you're probably not going to want to get one of the titaniums. If you're looking to spend under $100 or $150, you're probably going to stay away from the Bluetooth-enabled, tough solar-enabled modules. You get a G-Shock square for $40. I bought one for my older daughter's boyfriend for Hanukkah last year, and I think I spent $40 on it on Amazon, and it works great, and he loves it. He wears it all the time. But yeah, the two main determinants of the price of a G-Shock are the module and the material. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. The bet. I thought you gave away Rolexes for fun. And you thought someone didn't deserve to be timed out. No, what the hell are you talking about, Bet? I mean, you're the normal, the Bet. I mean, you're rambling, but yeah, I don't give away Rolexes. Nobody gives away Rolexes. I mean, that's silly. I'll sell you a Rolex, the Bet. I have one that I'm thinking of selling. You got a spare 10,000 lying around? I'll ship it out. I'll ship it out tomorrow. I'll give you my PayPal. Just pay me, and the watch is yours. Full kit, box, paper, work, everything. 10 grand. Let's see. Oh, okay. You're talking about the Space Shuttle Tribute watch. Well, that one has the simpler module, the non-solar, non-Bluetooth module, and it's a resin material, but it's a special edition. It's a limited edition, so it's a little more expensive. That's pretty much the main reason it is costing as much as it does. If you don't care about a limited edition or a tribute edition or anything like that, like I said, you can get it. You can get one of those, the 5600 series for about $40 on Amazon, or you can probably find them at Walmart. Pardon me. Noel Squad says Elsa's coming to where he is tomorrow. Well, I hope it's not a strong storm by the time it hits you, sir. Let's see. I forgot who Boiler Rump was, but I think that's the Bet, but I'm not sure. Battle Angel wants to know what my thoughts are on smartwatches. The simple answer, Battle Angel, is I hate them. And I did own some smartwatches at one time. I did have a couple of Apple Watches at one time. The problem, I did a video on this. If you want to check through my channel, I did a video on why I don't like smartwatches. It's a little older video, but it still holds. The short answer is smartwatches have no soul. The nice thing about these kind of watches to me is they're little mechanical devices. They have a heartbeat, if you will. If you look inside one, you see the escapement rotating back and forth and driving the watch. They have to be maintained. They have to be played with. They have a heartbeat. They have a soul. They have a mechanical feel to them. That's why a lot of car guys are also watch guys. It appeals to their love of things mechanical. Their things basic. And a smartwatch has no soul. It has no depth. It's basically no better than this. And these things are fantastic. I live on my phone. I mean, my phone is inseparable from me, and I need it for a lot of things. But when it comes to something that draws emotion, and something that I enjoy putting on, I enjoy wearing, I enjoy maintaining, I enjoy hunting for another one and purchasing, a smartwatch just doesn't get it. And they go obsolete almost immediately. This watch I'm wearing right now, I'll give you an example, Battle Angel. This watch I'm wearing right now, it's a Rolex GMT Master GMT Master. There's also GMT Master 2. This watch dates from the 1990s. Belonged to my father, who is still alive, by the way. And he bought a replacement for this watch, and it wasn't working, so he gave it to me. And he said, you get this thing to work again, you can have it. It's the first watch he ever bequeathed to me, so it has a legacy, it has a story behind it. But this watch is about 30 years old. It still works, keeps great time after it's been serviced, and it won't go obsolete. And it looks like, the current GMT Master 2s look very similar to this watch. So there's a legacy from that watch to this one. And it won't go out of style. It won't go out. It won't become obsolete. It won't stop working, and it won't be supported by the factory anymore. And it's a watch that I can maybe not hand down to my daughters, because it's not really a woman's watch, although women can wear these. It's not really a woman's watch, but let's say one of my daughters has a son, my grandson. I could be a grandpa. Not too soon. Not too soon. But I could be a grandpa. And I could keep this watch for my grandson. And when he's of a certain age, and I've introduced him to watches and prepared him properly to take care of such a watch, I can give it to him. I give it to him for, if he turns 13. I can give it to him for a mitzvah. I could wait till he graduates high school, give it to him as a graduation present. And it can pass a legacy down to someone else in my family. You can't do that with a smartwatch. It just doesn't work that way. So I know that's a long-winded answer. I'm famous for that, but hopefully that answers your question, Miss Battle Angel. I try and be complete in my my answers. Let's see, where are we at? Pizza Woman wants to know, do I watch any form of tennis? No. I find tennis to be a very boring sport. It is a sport, certainly. There is a very high level of athletic commitment to tennis. I even can see that there is a certain level of excitement, but it doesn't do anything for me. So not even women in short skirts saves me from watching tennis. Sorry, lecherous old man that I am. But no, I'm not a fan of tennis. I never was. Let's see. Where are we here? Michael, Mr. Hoga, he was on eBay, the black versions. He's talking about G-Shocks. Black versions are less expensive than the white versions. I don't know why that is. I think it probably has something to do with the fact that they don't make very many white versions of those G-Shock squares. They're probably harder to make a white case than a black one. The black ones are more common, so that's probably something to do with it. Between the Trenches wants to know what's the best big face watch under $200. Well, that depends on what you define as big faced. Also, it depends on what style of watch you want, but I would certainly, under 200 is a little difficult. Under 300 is easier. There is a company out there called Long Island Watch that I'm a big fan of. They make their own brand of watches, which are very similar to the old Seiko SKX 007 009 lineup, which is discontinued. If you consider 42 to 43 millimeters to be a good size watch, that's a little bigger than this. You might want to take a look at those. Those are generally just under $300 a piece. So I would look at their Islander series. There's also the new Seiko 5 series, which is a very good watch, a little more expensive in most cases, in the 42 to 43 millimeter range as well. If you're looking to go into something in the 44 to 47 millimeter range, you're not going to find anything under $200 really. So you may have to give me a little more specifics than just big face and under $200. Mr. Hogue, Elsa, yeah, a lot of rain, a lot of wind, no real damage here in Central Florida, nothing major. You know, some leaves, some trees down, a few power lines snapped. It wasn't too bad. So we never lost power here, so we're real good. Yeah, I've survived many hurricanes too, no squad, so I'm happy that this is over. But whoops, lost my place. Slim Shady Canes is here. Good to see you, sir. Lou's here. Just saw Lou pop in. Lou is in search of 2 new legs. Good luck with that, sir. You might want to look into knee replacement. Although you're a little young for knee replacement, but if it's giving you that much trouble. K-Dog, yeah, okay. I'm an old man who likes old-timey type watches. No, sir, I like modern watches just fine. Just smart watch is not a watch. A smart watch is a wrist-mounted phone to me. But no, I don't want an old-timey watch as a pocket watch, you big goof. Let's see. Haas is here. Didn't see Haas come in. Good to see you, sir. Yes, the answer about smartwatches would be an answer that Jeff Webster himself could have given, and I'm okay with that because I am as long-winded as Jeff Webster, and that's fine. Captain Trips is here. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, Michael, my SCS watch is a white G-Shock. So is the one that Uncle Lou wears, different style G-Shock, but yeah, it's a limited edition and it happens to be a white one. I also have a limited edition one over in there that's completely clear. It's a completely clear case, completely clear strap. Very not terribly hard to find. Pizza Woman says she'd rather watch tennis over golf. I'd rather watch nothing over tennis or golf. I don't find those sports to be particularly compelling to watch on TV, but that's just me. Let's see. Winding Crowns is here. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Bama Banker's here. Good to see you. I'm not really into the Iron Man type watches. I'd rather have a G-Shock Square than pretty much all those big. I mean, those are big monsters. I mean, those are like 50, 51, 52 millimeter monsters. I only have a 7.25-inch wrist. I mean, that's a good sized wrist by most standards, but I can't wear a watch that big. It looks cartoonish. Biggest watch I own is 47 millimeter in diameter. And that looks a little strange on me. So one of those Iron Mans, I'm not a fan. I would not own one. No. Mike Vick is here. Good to see you. Lou, I don't remember how big your G-Shock is in diameter. If you gave me the model number, I could look it up real quick if you really cared. Oh, we put a link up. It might be 52 millimeter. I'm not sure. It's a big watch, but you wanted that watch that big. That's why I recommended it. I mean, you gave me a list of criteria, and that watch seemed to fit it. Let's see. I don't yell at my wrist in public, Lou. I don't own a smartwatch, so. Hey, that pizza. If you prefer a smartwatch over a real watch, I mean, you do you. I don't hate nobody for enjoying their smartwatch. I mean, I'm happy for you. Like what you like. I liked smartwatches for a little while. I owned at one time. I think at the same time 4 Apple watches. Got tired of them all. One of them broke, and couldn't get it repaired, and I was out like $500, and I said, fuck this. And I sold the other 3. I sold the broken one for parts, and got out of the smartwatch completely. Let's see. Apollo Man's here. Good to see you, sir. Let's see. Between the Trenches is getting hammered with rain right now. Now, let's see. Let's click on this link that Lou provided. Yeah, that's the one that Lou got. Let's see. G-Shock style. How big is this damn thing? It is 1 by 1 by 1 inch. Huh. Well, that doesn't help me. Case diameter 5.3 centimeters, so it's a 53 millimeter watch, according to that spec. So that's a big watch, and I'm pretty sure Lou's wrist is smaller than mine, and he wears it. I mean, it doesn't look bad on wrist for him. So I'm sure I could wear a watch that big. It's just it's not my style, so I wouldn't get one. Let's see. Between the Trenches says Jacksonville is officially underwater. That's not good. I want to look at something real quick. See where we're at with the storm. We're still under a flood warning where I am, but that's just for the rivers. Oh, yeah. Well, according to this radar map, the center of the storm, stop that. The center of the storm just made landfall in the Big Bend, and Jacksonville is getting creamed. Gainesville has got light rain. I'm more concerned about Gainesville than Jacksonville because my daughter is there. Augusta is still within the cone of uncertainty. Looks like it's going to go right through Statesboro at some point. But yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but that's what the radar looks like. You can see that Jacksonville is getting pretty beat up right now. I do not envy the people in Jacksonville. Let's see. Captain Trips wants to know if I've ever been ripped off buying a watch. Yes, I have. But that was a long time ago when I knew a hell of a lot less than I do now. It was a company called Filippo Loretti. They made their bones, quote unquote, on Kickstarter. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Kickstarter, but they did all their stuff through Kickstarter, and they claim that they were Italian designed and a Swiss made, Italian design, that kind of thing. Except their headquarters, it was found out, is in was in Lithuania. Yeah, no, Latvia. Sorry, Latvia, and the watches were made in China. They ripped off a lot of people, more than just me, definitely. But I was one of the people that actually got a watch. A lot of people haven't never got a watch. It was a disaster all around, but they made a lot of money. They set records on Kickstarter for how quickly they managed to fund the campaign and how much over their goal they went, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Filippo Loretti ripped me off and ripped off a lot of people. So yeah, I got a lot smarter since then. I do my homework now before I put down my money. And I try not to buy from sources that I don't trust. Yeah, you learn, they say that you learn more by failures than by successes. I've learned a lot from my mistakes and failures in the watch business, among other things. So, yeah, buying watches off of Kickstarter, probably not the best idea in my humble opinion. Let's see. Lou says it's sprinkling on and off. It's going to, I think you might get more than a few sprinkles, but I don't know. I don't know, Lou. Let's see. Floridian is here. My friend Floridian from Chicago, but he's in Jacksonville right now, so he's probably getting heavily drenched right now. Invicta large sizes and cheaper if you like that. I do not recommend people buy Invicta or the modern Invictas. I don't recommend that brand. But if it's something you like, go for it. I think they're poorly made and look terrible, but that's just me. How far am I from Naples, Mike? Driving wise, say an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half. J-Dub is here. Yeah, okay, Jeff. Yeah, it was raining very heavily in Gainesville. Yes, it was, Jeff. And yes, week 3, we all know Alabama's coming to Gainesville, and so on and so forth. But yeah, okay. Yeah, J-Dub, you've got to step your trash talk game up, pointing out obvious things like that Florida is going to lose to Alabama in week 3. I mean, that's like me pointing out that, someone from University of Alabama is going to receive a worse education than somebody from the University of Florida. So, that's called shooting fish in a barrel with a cannon. You got to do better, man. You got to up your game. That's all I'm saying. Wilkie's here, or Waikiki if you're from Lou's channel. Wilkie says, I bought one time on Kickstarter. It almost took 2 years. Yeah. I've been there, Wilkie. I bought a watch on Kickstarter. It took 18 months to get it, and it was a piece of junk. I ended up selling it fairly quickly. I actually got what I paid for it from the buyer, who missed the campaign and found out I was selling mine and offered to take it from me for what I paid for it, and I was happy to get rid of it. It was not a good watch. Buying off of Kickstarter is, in my opinion, not a good way to spend your money. And your wait times could be months or even a year or more. I just I'm more of an instant gratification kind of person. I mean, if I'm going to buy a watch, I'd rather buy one from an established company and they've already done all the development and testing and design. And by the time they put it out for sale, the watch is available. Not, I'm going to put it out for sale, and then with the money, I'm going to finish designing and building the watch. And maybe 6, 9, 12 months later, you'll get the watch. That to me is not the way I want to go about buying watches. But that's just me. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Let's see. J-Dub says University of Alabama has produced more Rhodes Scholars than Harvard. Yeah, well, considering that Slick Willie Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar, the term Rhodes Scholar don't impress me. So, nah, that's a meaningless statistic to me. Let's see. Vandy Dandy's here. Good to see you. Good point. Harvard sending students to study at Oxford would be getting a worse education. Facts. I'd rather have a straight Harvard education than roam the halls of stuffy old Oxford, which the degree means more in verbiage than it does in truth. I mean, what does an Oxford degree mean anymore in the modern age? It means almost nothing. I got my degree from Oxford. Oh, marvelous. Please. They'll let anyone in there as long as they write a check. But did we come here to talk about Rhodes Scholars? Rhodes Scholar, what the fuck does that mean anymore? Probably meant something, 200 years ago. I mean, if the English want to sit back on their laurels of Oxford and Cambridge and all that, that's fine. Let them. They're not living in the modern world anyway. Are we really talking about soccer? Really? Boy, people must be bored waiting for football season to start if they're talking soccer. Well, whatever. Let's see. We've got 28 people in here. That's great. That's pretty damn good. I only have 12 thumbs up. So I got 28 people in there, only 12 thumbs up. So I'd really appreciate if folks would hit that thumbs up button for me. That would really be nice. I got no thumbs downs, though. I'm kind of surprised about that. That means the trolls aren't around. I'm frankly shocked about that. Usually the trolls have come in here and dumped a whole bunch of thumbs downs on me. Let's see. I'll point out my usual thing about the super chat function is available in case anyone wants to support the channel with a little donation. Always appreciated, never required. Very nice of you to do so. And also, there's the PayPal link in case you want to take the extra step. Again, always appreciated, never required. Let's see. Mike Vick is here. I didn't see Mike Vick come in. Okay, yeah, and I'm going to be shutting down at 5 because I have to leave here. Right after that, I have to go back to my folks' house. to do a little more, a couple more things. So I've got a kind of a hard stop at 5. Well, as close to 5 o'clock as I can get. And I want to get all that done because later on tonight is Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, where I'm hoping that the Tampa Bay Lightning will finally put away the Montreal arrogant cheese eaters and send them back to Canada with their tail between their legs, crying their little frog pussy eyes out that they lost another Stanley Cup yet again, and are once again rendered hockey irrelevant, which they have been since 1993. And nothing makes me happier than watching the Montreal Canadiens lose. Because I am a Bruins fan. I have always been a Bruins fan. And any Bruins fan has grown up hating the Montreal Canadiens. And I do. And, of course, I live near Tampa, so I would like to see the Lightning do well, of course. I'd rather see the Bruins do well, but I'll take the Lightning over the Habs anytime I can get it. And wouldn't it be nice for them to skate the cup in Tampa? That would be very nice. Did you guys know that Canada, in their infinite arrogance and stupidity, wouldn't let the Lightning families come up to Canada and be there in case the Lightning won the cup in Montreal? They weren't going to let their families come up there because of this, these bullshit, COVID restrictions that they have in Canada, which are over the top, draconian and stupid. And by the way, if that was 3,500 fans in the Bell Center the other night, I'm a neurosurgeon. That wasn't 3,500 fans. So you're lying to us about the number of fans you're going to let in. You're a bunch of arrogant fucks that won't let the other team's families come up to Canada because you're afraid of the COVID and so on. And it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. So I hope the series ends tonight, Game 5 in Tampa, and you guys can go fly back to Montreal and go eat your cheese and practice your surrender monkey routine and get the fuck out of my country and let us celebrate with the cup with our families, because we let your families come down here, you arrogant assholes. So tired of these goddamn Canucks. Tired of them. Go to fuck home. Captain Trips is leaving. He's going to go watch soccer. Let's see. Vic says he's been on here for a little bit, so that's good to know. Let's see. Yeah, I know, Vandy Danny. Most Canadians are very pleasant. Most of the pleasant Canadians are not from Montreal. You ever been to Montreal? I've been to Montreal. Bunch of arrogant cheese eaters, just like their French cousins over across the pond. They don't like the English speakers. They'd rather have their own goddamn country. As far as I'm concerned, they can have it. But yeah, most Canadians are extremely pleasant, wonderful people. They're being ruled by a pansy ass government, but that's a whole nother story. But the French Canadians, no, I don't need that. Colby, that's not true. A lot of Canada comes down to Florida every winter. I ought to know. I see the license plates. Yes, I know the Tampa Bay Lightning are filled with people with players who are not American born. That wasn't the point, but that's okay. You're not a hockey fan, sir. You don't get it, but that's okay. I thought Tiger Cat was going to be here today. I talked to her a couple of days ago. She said she wanted to come on here and talk about something, but I haven't seen Tiger Cat since then, so I wonder if she's all right. Yeah, I'm aware that a good chunk of the Lightning team, and I'm aware that a good chunk of all hockey teams are Canadian, and a good chunk of the Canadian teams are American. You missed the point. Let's see. I am going to drop the StreamYard link because I want to get the StreamYard part of the show started early. Because I am going to have to stop at 5, and I always enjoy the StreamYard part of the show the best because it's never dull. It's never dull. This is for true. Leroy Selman was a football player, sir. But okay. Let's see. Well, yeah, that's true, J Dub. But when was the last time a Canadian, the last time a Montreal Canadian team was in the final was when? I don't know, 93? Let's see. J Dub is here. And Lou is here saying, I hope that's Lou.
Yeah, good morning. Why do Alabama fans have to keep making shit up? I mean, this is just ridiculous. Alabama has more Rhodes Scholars than Harvard. Jesus Christ, son. I mean, the 18 titles thing is bad enough. But my God, Harvard has 362 Rhodes Scholars. Alabama has 15, sir.
I meant to say in the Saban era.
Oh, like Rhodes Scholars in the Saban era? Stop it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Big Dog Brett is here. The champ is here.
Saleen, you're aware that Tampa Bay could be the first team since Calgary in '89 to skate the cup on Montreal's ice. All the cups the Canadians have won, they've never lost a finals at home except one time. That was in '89 to Calgary. And by the way, as unbelievable, I couldn't believe it myself. I had to look it up to make sure that was right. '89, that's the last time both teams in the finals were Canadian. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what? I mean, that would be actually kind of fun to watch for me as a hockey fan who grew up hating the Canadians and still hates the Canadians.
Georgia has 24. Suck on it.
To see the Canadians humiliated by seeing not only another team skate the cup on their ice, but an American team and the southernmost team in the United States skate the cup on their ice, that would be wonderful to watch. But you know what? I just rather it be done and over with tonight. Skate the cup on your ice and get it done. And let's send the Montreal Canadiens back to the Tampa International Airport, get on their chartered little plane with the hair under their armpits and under the wing flaps, and send them back, having their cheese and snails on board, and send them back to French Canada, where they can babble in that idiotic language to their heart's content. Go to fuck away and be irrelevant for yet another hockey season, and spend another year, saying, oh, sacre bleu. We did not win the cup again. We deserve the cup every year.
Ole Miss has more Rhodes Scholars than Bama.
Good for them.
Now, Captain Trips, I don't dislike Canada. I've been to Canada. I've been to several cities in Canada. Canada is a wonderful country. It really is. Montreal and Quebec, French Canada, are shitholes.
Completely different.
Yeah.
I've been to Winnipeg. I've been to Winnipeg, and I've been across the bay, across the river from Detroit, and those places in Canada are different. The middle of Canada and the west of Canada is not the same as the French provinces of Canada.
You go to English-speaking Canada, and it's like you never left home. It's like the border doesn't exist. And the cultures are very similar, a little more. I won't get into that. In English Canada, the architecture is the same as here. The cultures are similar. The road system is similar. The signs are similar. The people are wonderful people. You go to Quebec province, and depending on what part of Quebec province you're in, it could be a little different, or it can be idiotically different to the point where you feel like you walked into their city and they don't want you there. You're an interloper.
Well, let me throw this out to everybody in the stream and in the comment section, because I think this is one of the things that sets hockey apart from the other sports. The Super Bowl, of course, with the exception of the very rare occasion, is always played on a neutral site. And then you look at baseball. Okay, if you win at home, if you win on the road, the celebration's largely in your locker room. NBA, yes. The celebration's largely in your locker room or the visitor's locker room. But the Stanley Cup is celebrated right out on the ice, right out in front of everybody. So it makes a big difference whether it's done at home or on the road.
Big difference.
I think it sets hockey apart.
I remember in 2011, Boston.
I'm sorry. Can I interrupt for a second? I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Alabama hasn't had a Rhodes Scholar this century. So, what are you making up here?
Oh, okay. Then I'm going to have to go back and look, because I think it was Bama.com that gave that information to me.
Yeah, they haven't had a Rhodes Scholar this century, and Harvard has had clearly multiple.
Well, I know that the only one I can think of off the top of my head, and he did not get it, was McElroy.
Right, yeah, he was nominated and didn't get it.
Right. He was a finalist and didn't get. And I don't know how. I don't have any idea how that process works. I don't know. I suppose you have to apply, and then somebody interviews you.
It's just a little silly to blurt something out like Alabama has more Rhodes Scholars than Harvard, when they clearly don't. And then you say, no, I meant during the Nick Saban era. Like, yeah,
that's what I meant. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. Okay, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I guess I'll just take my 18 championships and sit to the side now.
Yeah, another fake number. But and besides that, Rhodes scholarships don't have anything to do with who the head football coach is, does it?
No, I would think no, not if you're talking about the entire university as a whole. I think one thing that Saban has done is he's increased the amount of players who graduate, and that's good. But so has Kirby Smart. I guarantee you Georgia's graduation rate for its football players has gone up under Kirby Smart and Mark Richt than it used to be under Vince Dooley. They're all the schools are getting better now, which is a good thing. Yeah, and a lot of times athletes get slammed. They say, "Oh, these athletes, they come to school and they get their scholarship and they don't graduate." But you look at just about any university, I don't care what university you pick, the athletes generally graduate at a much higher rate than the student body as a whole.
I know
I
Georgia's
guarantee you Georgia's football team graduates at a higher rate than the general Georgia student body. I bet you they do.
I know they have a higher rate than Georgia Tech's football team does.
Well, and one thing we can count on is that they're not going to end up to grow up to screw up a major metropolitan's transportation system. We don't have to worry about that.
Facts.
This is facts.
I'm going to quote an Alabama fan trash talking a Vandy fan, which is really punching down, by the way. But he said, and I quote, "We're talking about football, not academics. So what does that matter?"
Well, it doesn't matter, but Jeff Webster just made the statement for no apparent reason that Alabama has more Rhodes Scholars than Harvard, and it's not even close. It's 362 to 15. That's
apparently I put my dick in the vice and didn't realize it.
Well, that was Jeff Webster talking a Vanderbilt fan, so that's why I'm wondering why he has that energy now.
Yeah, Lou, just for the hell of it, can you tell us where you found that statistic?
Google.
Okay. No specific website.
I googled Rhodes Scholars by university, and I found a list.
I wonder how many Florida has. Probably not a lot.
The list only goes down a certain amount, and I didn't see Florida on it, but I wasn't looking for Florida either, though. So I was only looking for Alabama and Harvard. Harvard's number 1 in history.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Well, Harvard's got a couple hundred years on a lot of other schools too. I mean, look at Stanford. Stanford's one of the best universities in the whole fucking world. But I mean, Harvard's got 150 years on them, so they're going to have them more.
So what we learned today is not only does Alabama claim fake natties, but they also claim fake Rhodes Scholars.
Yeah. And guess what? Yeah. Guess what? Miami's just going to beat them. And the dynasty's dead. And poor Alabama, they just lost all these players to the NFL. They're just going to be so down this year. And yeah.
And P Digits is here. How you doing? And Tennessee Volunteer 98. How you doing, sir?
Stanford is here. Jeff, nobody with 2 brain cells to rub together has said the dynasty's dead. Nick Saban's still there, but your offense is going to be doo-doo compared to what it was last year.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I feel like I might be the only Alabama fan that's been saying it. I've been trying to fight with Alabama fans who are talking about how great our offense is. I've been trying to tell them to calm the hell down. I don't look for our offense to be anywhere near, not even close to what it was last year.
You know what, J-Dub? I always took that with a grain of salt because I've always been if you win by 1 point, it's still the same win as if you won by 50.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I'll take the win. But I also learned from Lou that there's a difference between, happy with the win and being, in his case, Disney dogs. In my case, it's, glitter gators, where, okay, yeah, we won. But if you point out that, your team's got flaws, and there's problems, and you do that in the wrong space, you get hammered. Ask me how I know.
But Saleen, what Bama did last year is they just scored every damn time they had the ball, and
so did Florida. But look what that got.
All their defense had to do was make 1 or 2 stops because you weren't going to stop them. Well, that's not going to be the case this year. There's going to be plenty of Alabama drives that result in punts. And so that's why I'm trying to say to the Bama fans who all of a suddenly think that Bryce Young is going to come in and be the new Tinkerbell back there running a magic offense. Hold the hell on.
Why? But that's what the Tater Man thinks about ukulele, though.
Yeah, I know.
I got plenty of Florida fans think that Emory Jones is going to be the second coming of Tim Tebow. It's like, hey, pump the brakes there, my friends. You know what? And I tell them, even if it was true that Emory Jones could approach the level of a Tebow or, dare I say, a Will Greer or even Kyle Trask, you still got Lardass running the defense, which means that there's going to be more holes in the Florida defense than there are in 3 tons of Swiss cheese. So pump the brakes, Florida fans.
I'll give the Tater Man this much. At least we've seen something out of Ukulele. We've seen absolutely nothing out of Emory Jones or Bryce Young.
Yeah.
This is this is very true.
That's true.
Did you say Emory Jones?
It's Emory Jones's team now.
Did you say Emory Jones is on cocaine, Saleen?
What?
No.
Well, I thought you said he was the next Will Greer.
Will Greer wasn't on cocaine, sir.
Oh, please.
Will
stop
Greer
it.
was on cocaine.
Where's your proof of that statement?
Why do you think he got kicked out of Florida?
The story was he got kicked out of Florida for taking a medicine that was not on the approved list.
He was juicing. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know that for a fact it was cocaine. Produce your evidence.
It's very well known that he was addicted to that booger sugar, sir.
How do we know this?
It's very well known.
The boogers.
They never caught Warren Sapp for it, but he failed a drug test for it.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying that that's not out of the realm of possibility, sir, but I would like a little bit more evidence than they are saying. That's all I'm asking for. They are saying that the world is
we're not judging. We're just saying he danced with the white lady. I mean, I don't know.
Well, prove it.
Saturday Down South has a full article on how Will Greer failed his drug test appeal.
All right. Well, I'll go look that up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying prove it. That's all.
Yeah. Do you remember when Emory Jones had a frying pan and he was chasing a bookie?
Yeah, I remember that story.
Don't forget he was barefooted with a hairnet on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is he going to be allowed to bring the frying pan onto the field with him this season or no?
He's probably going to need it. I mean, somebody's going to have to do something to produce enough points to outscore that defense of ours. Maybe beating up a few defensive players on the other side might help.
I don't know if y'all saw this or not, but I've got to give kudos to, and I can't think of the name of the business. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the business, but I got to give kudos to Arkansas, who may have done the greatest NIL thing so far, the name, image, likeness thing so far. They've sponsored some barbecue joint in Fayetteville has sponsored the Arkansas offensive line, saying the Hogs know their barbecue. Now that's great. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking forward to. Get the big uglies and the bell cows out there supporting your. If I had a barbecue joint, why the hell do I want the 190-pound wide receiver being my? I want the big old hosses sitting at the table with a big bib on and a garden hose. Come in here and stuff yourself.
I'm with you. I like that. I like that too. That's creative, and I hope that's what we see a lot of, and not some of this dumb shit like De'Aaron King charging $20,000 per appearance.
At Gator Zone, that's what I was under the impression of, but none of these guys are going to believe you, or believe us. So it's cool. Don't worry about it. Greer isn't our problem anymore anyway.
I'm with you on that one, Lou. I think for the most part across the country, you're going to end up with, hurt feelings like offensive linemen who De'Aaron King or whatever star running back, you're not going to be able to do your thing without that offensive line.
Well, if I was a quarterback, star quarterback or a star running back, getting money for the NIL thing, I would seriously think about kicking some of that money that I get back to my offensive line just to keep them blocking for me.
Well,
what about that famous story about quarterbacks in the No Fun League at the end of the season? If they had a particularly good season, they give all their offensive linemen Rolexes or cars or something. Hell, I do that. They keep me upright and alive.
I'll give you a perfect example. In college, every game, the offensive line got Clinton Portis 100 yards. He took the entire offensive line out to dinner, whatever they wanted.
SaleenDriver gave all his favorite slob Olympians a Casio.
Yep. Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't.
I'm tack on to what Slim Shady said. AJ McCarron said the best thing he did when he was the quarterback at Alabama was that every Thursday night he took the offensive line out for dinner on his dime. He said he fed the old line and they kept him standing up. So I bet you Derek King gets a little cash for these appearances or whatever. I'm sure he's going to kick a little some of that around. I mean, he's not stupid.
I would, just to keep the jealous feelings,
Right? Exactly.
I mean, I mean, what offensive lineman isn't going to think to himself after a while, hey, quarterback back there is getting is making bank, and if it weren't for me blocking for him, especially if I'm a blindside tackle, if it weren't for me blocking for him, he'd be on his ass looking up at the sky.
Yeah, you go.
So after a while, these offensive linemen are going to get a little resentful. So I would definitely think about, as a quarterback or running back, like I said, kick a little money forward to the big uglies. And keep them happy.
Yeah, because there's all sorts of angles. Let's say if you're let's say you're Lou, and you're in Athens, Georgia, and Lou owns well, it wouldn't be the case because it's the South, but I'm just using this as an example. Like the business you were in was like sealing basements, which is a big deal up here. We seal basements so water doesn't come into the basements or whatever. Okay.
They have basements in Georgia.
So you're thinking about sealing something off. Okay. So go out and get a couple of guys out of the secondary and say, just like the Bulldog secondary seals the other team's offense, we're gonna keep you covered at Lou's Drywall or whatever. There's all sorts of angles that you could go and get. You don't have to find the star. I mean, you could tie yourself into all sorts of things.
This is true.
If you had if Saleen owned a wine and cheese shop, or he had a party shop, people come to get party favors and things for a party, and we're gonna kick it up at SaleenDrivers and kick it up. So what do? You go out, you get the punter and the place kicker, and you have them come in and they kick it up for you. There's angles you can take. That's what I like to see about Arkansas doing that with their old line with the barbecue joint. I mean, it's great to see that people are kind of using it to reach out to the other guys, and it's not just going to be because what's your temptation in Alabama? Get Bryce Young for everything? I mean, come on, I hope that doesn't happen.
No, we'll see what happens. I mean, it gets, let's see how creative some of these people get.
Well, and it's not just the endorsement deals. It's like Lou said about that Georgia running back the other day. I looked at Derek King's website. He's charging $600 for a signed helmet with nothing on it, just a solid white helmet.
Wow. Well, they can't sell team shit.
Yeah, I know that.
They can't?
No.
Not even a mini helmet with the logo on it?
You want to know what's messed up? They can't profit off their school's image or likeness.
What?
Right.
So what?
After the schools have been making billions off their name and likeness for decades.
So in other words, Lou Jr. can't stand in line and pay JT Daniels to sign a Georgia jersey.
That I don't know. But like he's talking about, Derek King has a website. He can't sell Miami helmets on that website.
He can't.
If you hire Bryce Young to be in a car commercial for you, he can't wear an Alabama hat.
Right.
So if Emory Jones gets hired by somebody in Gainesville to do an ad or something like that, he has to show up in with no Gator logo at all on his shirt or anywhere on his person.
Yes, right, correct.
Right, that's correct. He can't. Yeah, none of the logos, none of the right.
That's dumb.
Started.
I mean, unless it's already like that dealership that, you know, the official Mercedes dealership of Florida football or whatever. Unless it's already a company that has a deal with the university, no.
Well, I got a question for Lou. Lou might know the answer to this. What happens if they take John Mechie, who's going to be the leading receiver for Alabama this year, probably? Can he sign a deal with Golden Flake potato chips, the official potato chip of Alabama?
Probably. Yeah.
Because you know, Golden Flake sponsored the Bears show, so you know.
I mean, like Ford sponsors the University of Georgia. I'm sure that doesn't mean that no Georgia player can have Ford as a sponsor. They just can't wear Georgia gear in a commercial. And another thing to keep in mind, all of this shit is 8 days old. So a lot of this stuff is going to change a lot over the next 6 months or a year. They're going to pretty much it's pretty much going to be this is what I think anyway. It's going to pretty much be the Wild West for a year or so. And then they're going to come in and they're going to say, okay, let's cut this out. Let's clamp down on this. Let's put some more rules in place for this. And, you know, it's like Play-Doh. They're going to change this thing around as time goes on, I think.
Yeah, it's all going to get revamped.
Yeah, because you can't tell me, and it won't just be football either, because you can't tell me that if you're a business in Starkville, Mississippi, you don't want to get your hands on the national championship baseball team or players from that team. I mean, so right now the focus is on football, but it'll get around to the other sports eventually. If somebody thinks they can make money off of it, you bet they're going to get around to them.
They can't wear like Georgia's a Nike school. Zamir White can't sign a deal with Reebok and wear Reebok cleats in a game. Like somebody asked me, brought that up the other day too. You can't you can't make money during the game. You know, you can't wear I mean, hell, the NFL can't even do that. You know, there's dress codes. You know, I mean, you can't say, well, I know Under Armour sponsors our school and provides our uniforms, but I signed a deal with Nike, so I'm going to wear Nike cleats in a Nike jersey instead of you can't do that.
Well, guys, my power just flicked twice, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here before the power just completely shuts out.
All right, man.
Be careful there, Trenches.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, careful on that.
Yeah, Jax is getting hammered pretty good right now.
I know for example that Iowa State is Powerade, not Gatorade. It's Powerade. So there's Powerade everywhere. I mean, and it's Coca-Cola. So it's you couldn't. There's nowhere in any of the football buildings or anything like that are you going to find a Pepsi product. I mean, it's just that's how it is. Those corporations pay, like Lou mentioned Ford. Look at how much you think Coke pays for Nick Saban to stand behind that Coke bottle at his press conferences. I mean, they're paying for exclusive visibility, and they damn sure ain't going to let the competition come anywhere near. I mean, they're saying, I paid for that spot.
You think Saban even likes Coke?
No, probably not. Probably not, but it don't matter. It's ka-ching,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Is Chick-fil-A still a major sponsor at Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah. That to me is the silliest damn thing I've ever seen.
Why?
Well, guess what else? You want to know? Here's the silliest thing. They're not open on Falcons games.
That's where I was going exactly.
Yep.
Exactly where I was going, Lou.
Yep.
They're not open on the stadium is mainly used for the Falcons. 8 weeks out of the year, that stadium is open, stuffed with a few hundred people at least. And they can't get a Chick-fil-A sandwich, and that's the major food sponsor for the concourses, right? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that does make sense.
I mean, you walk around the concourses looking for something to eat, and you see all these Chick-fil-A stands dotting around the stadium. They're all closed on Sunday.
Have y'all been to a Chick-fil-A lately?
Huh?
Has anybody been to one lately?
Yeah.
About a week ago. Yeah.
Here, I don't know how it is where y'all are at. Here, the lobby is still closed in all the Chick-fil-A. You can't go inside.
True.
I'm not shitting you. There's 55 Chick-fil-A employees in the parking lot.
Yep, that's the way it is here.
That's exactly the way it is here.
It's unbelievable.
And around here they're all wearing rain gear. Let's see. Leroy Jenkins is here. Good to see you. Jordan Bowman, I see you in the background. If you can turn your camera on so I know you're not going to do something stupid. Thank you. Hufferbilly, I see you in there too, but Jordan was here first, and I can only have 6 people in, so just hang out. Somebody will drop off.
Oh, damn. I didn't even want to kick out Hufferbilly.
No, you didn't kick him out. He popped in after you. So
okay.
Hufferbilly will he can stay in the green room and wait. Somebody will leave and get bored or get sick of me or whatever, and then I'll let Hufferbilly in.
I'll take a break and just listen for a while.
Okay. Well, there you go. What's up, Mr. Billy?
Oh my God, Lou! Really?
Oh my God! I got 2 Clemson fans in here. That's never happened before. I've had a multitude of dogs in here. I even at one time had 2 Miami fans in here at the same time.
Yeah.
Never had 2 Clemson fans in here at the same time.
Well, I never thought you were going to get it. I never thought you'd get the Tide, the Hurricanes, and the Bulldogs united. But I think me, Vic, and Slim Shady Canes could unite to fight off the Kitty Cats.
Well, you all go ahead and do that because Florida actually has a winning record against Clemson.
Yeah, they do.
I don't remember the last time Florida ever.
Well, the only team represented in here that doesn't
still
have a winning record against Clemson is Miami.
Right.
It's tied. So.
Ooh, ouch.
But you have a losing record to Georgia, though.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So let me hang on.
I think he was talking to me.
Vic.
Yes, I'm aware that Florida has a losing record to Georgia.
Oh,
yeah, and they also have and so does Clemson. So.
Yeah.
And Florida has a losing record to Miami. But in my lifetime, both those things will change.
No, they won't.
No, they
Yes,
won't.
Yes, they will.
No, they won't.
You know, I get it. I get the whole thing. Everybody's got to have hope. You got to have hope to keep going in this life. But at some point, it just becomes delusional, and you're setting yourself
Damn.
Slim, you got better things to worry about than Florida. You got other teams to worry about.
Yeah.
So I know you're not worried about the Gators right now. You're more worried about what's in front of you. Clemson, Florida State,
Well, I mean,
North Carolina.
I look at it like this. The Gators aren't high on my priority list anyway because they've only beat us once since 1985.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, we haven't played you that often because you didn't join the SEC when you had the chance.
Yeah, they.
Okay, I mean, I'll take my 11 out of the last 13. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, you live on those laurels. I applaud you for living on those laurels. I'm going to live on the laurel of the last time we played, we won. So
that was an awful game. I watched.
It was an awful game. It was an awful game on both sides. Florida tried to give it away in the last 5 minutes. I agree to all that. But you know what? At the end of it, where it said 0-0-0 on the scoreboard, it said 24-20 Florida. And that's all that mattered to me.
That is true.
Saleen, you're celebrating a 3-point win over a 6-16 team.
4-point win. But yes, I'll celebrate. A win is a win, sir.
God.
A win is a win. I've always
Jaron Williams was still the starting quarterback then, right?
Over a 6-6 team.
Okay. What's your point?
Well, I mean, I guess you're
it's still a
that.
win, sir.
I guess you're used to that kind of thing because all you have to hold up on high year after year is that we beat up on Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
Slim. I mean,
and don't forget Tennessee. Don't forget Tennessee. We beat up on Tennessee too. So.
Yeah.
Slim, please stop.
But Slim, you keep getting beat by Clemson badly.
Please stop. You're hurting.
I mean, I understand, sir. We both have our levels of pain that we have to suffer through.
Yeah. I think Slim's the smartest and the most pithy comedian in the whole universe. I truly believe that with all my heart. But please don't make Miami out to be like they're better than. I mean, Clemson isn't that good either. But I mean, right now we are. And you look at the whole history.
I haven't made Miami out to be anything. All I said was that year they were celebrating a win over a 6-6 team.
Well, yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You know what? I'll celebrate a win over a 6-6 team. I'll celebrate a win over an 0-10 team. It's a win, sir. It's a win. You play the game to win, to quote a famous coach. You play the game to win.
No, actually, it's you play to win the game.
Oh, you play to win the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask a more pertinent question. Do you think Georgia has any kind of reservation about the fact that they beat up on a Florida team that had a glorified running back as a quarterback? No, they don't have any compunction about the fact that they beat up on a weak 4-8 worthless team. They won the game. It didn't matter if they played a 4-8 Florida team or an 11-0 Alabama team. You play to win the game.
Unless you're Florida, in which case your motto is, we are absolutely not leaving this state to play a non-conference game on the road, period.
Now, I'm sorry. That is such the most worthless fucking troll ever made.
It's true, though.
That is a worthless troll.
This coming from the Alabama fan that refused to watch anything but neutral site games.
Yeah, when was the last time y'all played a non-conference road game outside of Florida?
Who cares? I don't care about that's a worthless statistic to me. That's a throwaway.
So you're saying that's
our non-con schedule consists of 3 cupcakes every year and the criminals. And the criminals are in the state of Florida. Oh, gee. They're a non-conference team. They're not in this. They're in the state of Florida. We play them every year. It's an in-state rival. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get beat up over the fact that a major non-conference game is an in-state rival. I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get all weepy-eyed over that. We played plenty of non-conference neutral site games in the bowl games.
Nobody's making fun of the fact that you play Florida State every year. They expect you to play Florida State, and obviously that's in the state of Florida. But you have 3 games, one of which could be outside of the Florida State line.
Okay, could be, but they're all cupcake games, and all the cupcake games that all of us play in the Southeastern Conference are all home games. That's why we schedule them.
Well, Texas A&M
scheduled an idiot team a ton of money, and they come in and they get their asses handed to them.
A&M scheduled a home and home with Clemson, so
And that worthless troll comes to an end fairly soon when we start playing outside the conference home and home series.
So why are y'all
in the very near future? So
why are y'all playing South Florida on the road then?
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff Scott.
I don't really know.
Stop it, Vic.
That's right, because you said that these cupcake games always, we are
okay. Well, one of your major non-conference games every year, Vic, is against Georgia Tech. You never leave the state for that.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
They are coming to North Carolina to play Clemson in a neutral site game. So
okay, well, in a few years, we're going to do some neutral site games. We're going to do some home and home games that are not conference. So
besides USF, you mean? Okay.
It's a useless statistic. It means nothing.
So you're going to go from not playing any road games outside of the state, non-conference, to basically being what Alabama is and wanting to neutral site anybody instead of going to their own home stadium.
No, we're going to do some home and home stuff.
Wait. Are you talking about the Alabama team that has picked up home and away, and every single one of these is at the other team first?
Yeah,
against Texas, against Florida State, against Wisconsin, against Notre Dame, against Ohio State, against Arizona, on and on and on. They've added them on.
Answer me this: where are you playing Miami? Neutral site. Where'd you play neutral site? Where'd you play USC? Neutral site. Where'd you play FSU? Neutral site.
There weren't, and all of those were because it was not available to be turned into a home and away series.
Hey, Lou, it took you long enough to pick that. I mean, finally, Lou chimed in with his usual thing about Florida losing to a fruit. And Hufford Billy, my God, thank you so much.
Wait, when did y'all lose to a fruit?
PayPal donation? I appreciate that.
No problem, man.
When did y'all lose to? Oh, do you mean? Oh, yeah.
We lost the last time we did an out of conference road game. We lost to, I guess it was Syracuse.
Yeah, it was Syracuse.
So, and I don't even remember what year that was. It was a long time ago.
Was that when they had?
And it's got nothing to do with nothing. So,
did they have Donovan McNabb then? I think they did.
It probably did. I don't know.
I think that was.
Depending on what year it was, it probably had a lousy team. It might have even been on probation.
They were decent when they had McNabb. They were pretty good.
They were good.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time that Syracuse was the consistent
92. Okay.
In the nation.
Yeah, here's the thing. It really I'm gonna just stop for a second. Jordan, you can back me up a little bit. The ACC is only bad because of recent times. I mean, really, they have some good teams. Miami and Slim, I'm not doing it for you. Miami, Florida State, Boston College has not been bad. I mean, we got Matt Ryan. Okay, Boston College.
Yeah, they were good under Matt Ryan. They were winning like 10 games.
Yes, sir. And now we're Syracuse. I mean, come on. So
I think Boston College is going to be good this year.
I do too.
I do too.
I think that Jurgensen or whatever his name. Oh my God.
Personally, I hope Florida State stays banned for the rest of my life, but that's just me. and Lou says it was 1992 that Florida lost to Syracuse. If memory serves me correctly, 92.
Yeah.
No, wait.
It wouldn't have been McNabb then because he was late 90s.
No, it was way earlier.
They got a good excuse for that because they didn't know football existed in Gainesville until 1990. So that was like 2 years ago.
Now, this is not true, at least not for all the Gator fans I know, and I know plenty of them. And I've been a Gator fan since 75, sir. So I know that Florida has a long and rich and mostly troubled history. Some of it is quite frankly embarrassing. But
Florida has had 3 good. Spurrier was a player, when Steve Spurrier was a coach, and when Urban Meyer was a coach. That's the only 3 times Florida's been good.
Yep.
I seem to remember 92 as a good year.
I'm gonna take
92 wasn't a bad year for us.
92 was our last
year, but
decent year.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take you back further, a little bit further. Charlie Pell. Now he's an asshole.
Yeah,
it was.
No, and he got him on probation. But that little piece of nonsense, he screwed Clemson on the way to Florida, and that's one.
Yeah, he did.
Why, yep, I can't even tell you how mad I was. But he did. He screwed us. But do you know what he got us? He got us Danny Ford. And that
Charlie Pell was a very good coach.
Yep. But
for Clemson and for Florida, and he brought a lot of success to Florida.
Yep.
And he brought success to Florida at an extremely high and deadly price.
Yeah,
very costly.
And what was the price?
Probation, loss of our first SEC title, suspensions, loss of scholarships.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed to be on TV for a couple of years.
Yep.
And then Charlie Pell begot Galen Hall, who was also not a bad coach, who brought us success despite a few problems.
Thankfully.
Unfortunately, also brought us great cost, probation, suspension, loss of scholarships, and off TV. But Galen Hall's foibles and destruction brought us Steve Spurrier. Now, here's the fun part that Lou will like. He corrected himself. Then it was 1991 that we lost to Syracuse. 1991 was Spurrier's first year, if I remember correctly. And the team was recovering from a loss of scholarships and being pretty depleted team. And 91 Gator team was not a very good team. And yeah, we got our asses handed to us by Syracuse, who was a better team than us, because Galen Hall and his picadillos, if you will, cost us scholarships, cost us TV revenue, and cost us a lot of stuff. And that's not something you recover from immediately. You need a year or two. Spurrier got a year or two. In 92, I believe we went to the first SEC championship game where we lost to Alabama. I believe
he won. He won.
But after 92, Spurrier went on that roll.
Yep.
And, that's where a lot of Gator fans kind of jumped on the bandwagon and joined the rest of us who were the real fans, who had been around for the Ofer season in 79 and the Pell years and the suspensions and the Hall years and the suspensions and all the crap that led up to Spurrier coming in and righting the ship, as it were.
There's nothing
90
worse. By the way, Saleen, there's nothing worse for all these people, and Slim will believe this too. I mean, he's with us, and J-Dub too, and Jordan. You're young yet. I have to tell you, man, you'll get there. But nothing makes you a real fan until you go through shit for decades. I mean, really, almost decades of wilderness hunting and snipe hunting and everything else, and then you finally come out of it, and you get a serious program going in the right direction. You cannot. I don't know how much more glorification one can get than that. But
how much shit did Georgia go through before they finally left the wilderness?
They were awful in the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s. Yeah, the 90s.
So was Clemson.
Trust me. Golf. Think of Ray Goff.
With Ray Goff and Jim Don.
Oh my God!
I mean, how many times has Georgia? How many times did Georgia get their asses handed to them absolutely by Florida in the 90s?
Yeah,
I mean, all but 1 year they lost to Georgia.
But
they lost to Florida. They were off in the wilderness for a long time too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Miami had their time in the wilderness. Even Alabama had their time.
Yeah, this is my second bout with it in my lifetime, because when they hit Miami in '95 for the Pell Grant scandal, they just got lucky and hired the right coach that was able to right the ship in about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Well, and Florida State's in it, right? You know, I hope Florida State stays in it forever. But
Florida State's in the shithole right now, and I don't know when.
I want Florida State to stay in the shithole for the rest of my lifetime. I watched the Florida State Clemson game and the Florida State Miami game just to see how badly Florida State gets their asses handed to them. I sat through that entire, what was that last game they played, recent game they played. Mm-hmm. They lost like 63-10 to Clemson at Florida State. I laughed my fool ass off. I was laughing so hard I thought I was going to break a rib.
My battle angel, my battle angel went to Florida State. Kind of like Lou's other battle angel, but I feel so bad for him, but at some point I laugh because I don't
feel bad for Florida State.
I don't feel bad either.
I don't feel bad for any team that comes up against the Gators and gets their asses handed to them.
Yeah. I'm joking a little bit.
I actually look at it a little differently than that. As much as Florida State's a rival, Florida State and Miami through the 80s and 90s made each other. Neither team would have been what they were without each other. Mm-hmm. And I can recognize that and want Florida State to be good, but us still beat them.
Yes.
100%. But that's why I wanted Florida State and Miami to join the SEC when the SEC was expanding. I wanted to see what Florida State and Miami could do for the SEC.
Yeah.
Because they were so good against each other and they built each other's programs up. I wanted to see what Florida State and Miami would do for Georgia, what they would do for Alabama, what they would do for Tennessee, what they would do for Florida, what they would do for the entire conference. And they went off, they fucked off and joined the ACC. Now, nothing against the ACC terribly, but I think they would have been a better fit in the SEC. And I would have loved to see what those two power teams would have done for our conference.
Yes,
but they didn't join our conference. They went off.
Georgia Tech left the SEC. So,
yep, they did, Michael. They did. And here's the thing: Clemson, not South Carolina, Florida State, Miami probably. I actually think Miami could have too. They all should have been in the SEC. First of all, the SEC should be all these great football teams, and everybody else needs to go. Vanderbilt, screw them. Freaking hell with Kentucky, the hell with Duke, and the hell with Wake Forest. North Carolina, probably hell with them. But there should be a great group of teams in the SEC. I mean, it needs to be the conference. This should be the NCAA.
I would love to see, for example, the SEC dump Vandy and Arkansas.
Yeah.
And replace them with
good teams.
I would like to see them come in with more Southern teams. I would like to see UCF come in.
Yeah,
I would like to see, and in the West, I would like to, get rid of Arkansas and bring in, and this is going to sound controversial as hell. I'd like to see them bring in Texas.
So when South Carolina, and Jackpot's going to hate me if he's in here. Hopefully he's not in here. If he is, I'll tell you anyway.
Carolina Jackpot, he doesn't know I exist.
Get rid of South
Trust
Carolina.
Me.
Get rid of South Carolina. In the state of South Carolina.
Okay.
Just put Clemson in there and be done with it.
Well, then you'd have a tougher schedule, Hufferbilly.
Yes, sir. And
no, we're terrified.
Well, that's what's called diamond cutting diamond.
Exactly. Why not?
Diamond's got to cut diamond sometime. That's why I wanted Florida State and Miami to join the SEC.
Yep.
They were. Come on, Slim. You're fading on me.
Yeah, you're fading.
Slim?
He's probably in the truck driving somewhere and damn thing's not connecting. So
I thought he was pumping gas earlier. I heard like a gas pump, though, like the keypad.
Oh, yeah.
I just think they should have. I would have liked to have seen the SEC go in a different direction than they did when they brought in Missouri. Fucking Missouri! Why they bring in Missouri? and
For no reason.
A&M didn't make sense to me. The addition of A&M didn't make sense to me. It's Texas, so I guess I get it, but Missouri's more of a Midwest school. I mean, Missouri doesn't seem very Southern to me.
Yep. I got to roll. Somebody's yelling at me on the door. Hang on, I'll be back.
All right. Caleb's here.
I mean, let's be honest, though. Even with all these vaunted teams in the SEC, at any one given time, there's only 2 really good teams in the SEC. The rest of them are mediocre to bad.
Well, it kind of depends on your definition.
I think, what's your definition of a good team? I mean, obviously, I think you're thinking of Alabama and Georgia as the 2 good teams, quote unquote good teams.
Right now, yes, Alabama and Georgia would be considered the 2 really good teams, and then everybody else is fairly mediocre to bad.
I mean, I wouldn't consider A&M mediocre. I wouldn't consider Florida mediocre.
No, they're not mediocre.
LSU typically is not mediocre. I wouldn't consider mediocre.
No, I wouldn't say LSU is mediocre.
With what we know about Florida, they're going to be a mediocre team this year. LSU was
1 year. All right.
A&M, except for 1 year, has been a mediocre to bad team.
That's fair. I mean, they are kind of assimilating into the conference still, but
I don't think. I think Florida. The Florida's not mediocre overall. Okay, they're mediocre this year because they got nonsense going on, and they're going to.
They got Grantham.
Yeah, and the same thing with Tennessee, by the way. Tennessee isn't going to be mediocre forever. Trust me. A lot of people.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying at any one given time.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, they're mediocre this year. They're not going to be there. But the SEC, I mean, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, South Carolina, I swear to God. And I'm not trying to crap on South Carolina because they're Clemson rival, really.
I'm fine with it.
They just aren't that good. They just aren't that good.
I lost J-Dub.
If it wasn't for damn Spurrier, they would never have been. Even Lou Holtz couldn't drag them out of the damn woods.
Yeah, no.
I don't think they're coming. I don't think they're coming here anytime soon. And it's not to say Clemson's great because Clemson's probably like Tennessee or, they're not Alabama. Clemson is not Alabama. Now they are right now, but they won't be. I mean, overall they're not. So let's be clear. I love my Tigers. Don't get me wrong, but they're not a dynasty. They're not Texas. Not Alabama. That's the way it works. So anytime we get success, we crow.
But one of those teams put up.
Go ahead, Slim.
I mean, one of those teams that's always put up on a pedestal is one of the great programs in history of college football. Is Arkansas. Arkansas hasn't won a national title since Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones were players.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's putting Arkansas on a pedestal though?
I don't think so.
I haven't.
I jacked them around too.
I don't hear much hype around Arkansas.
I put Clemson. Yeah. Hey, I'm just
saying that about Arkansas because normally they are, but over the past few years they haven't been, obviously, because they've won 3 games in the past 2 years.
Right.
Yeah. I'd put Clemson in Arkansas camp if I was in the SEC. Honestly. I'm not trying to hurt my Tigers. I like them. I love them to death. But I don't think they're much better than Arkansas. I think they are now. I think they're really better than Arkansas now. But if you look at the history and the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think Florida's much better either, to be honest with you.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, Clemson is 14th all time in wins.
I know.
It's definitely still one of the better programs, even all time.
But Arkansas isn't chopped liver either. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But my point is, they're not Alabama. They're not Texas. Hell, I can't imagine why Michigan's where they are. To be honest.
Don't give them to that.
And I'll gladly put Miami in that same camp.
Yeah.
They were everybody's boy until the late 70s, pretty much, except for one little 4-year run with George Myra Jr. in the 50s.
God, what a great year. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Even though I wasn't born, but I've seen highlights of those years.
Yes.
But
serious.
Looks crazy.
These people are serious. That's the only thing that bothered me, and typically it's a style issue, right? Miami was really freaking good and is good and still are good. They're going to be good this year. Was their attitude or their thug attitude, right? And that's okay. I mean, people get what they do. At least they have the character to them. Versus some people just don't like it at all, right? So that's okay. Slim, we're gonna see how they do this year. Really, we're gonna see how they do. It'll be great.
I think they'll be okay this year. I think they could win. Should win 10 games.
And that's what I picked them on AAA.
Way.
Yeah, I saw Miami winning. Miami had the definite potential to win 10 games this year. I looked at their schedule and I saw 10 wins is a definite possibility. Certainly 9 wins easy enough. In my eye.
Yeah, in my mind, there's only 2 question mark games. Obviously, outside of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think like Pitt ends up just because of where it falls ends up being a trap game. But outside of stuff like that, the only 2 games that really should give them any bother is Alabama and North Carolina. And they are a more talented team than North Carolina. I'll say North Carolina has the coaching advantage with Mack Brown.
North Carolina's crazy, scary, man. And they may beat Clemson this year. So I'm not going to joke about it. I think.
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen.
Yep. I think
I was thinking about the video that Lou did recently about LSU.
Oh.
And, I had picked LSU to beat Florida this year, but after that video, I'm beginning to think to myself, maybe, 25, 30% chance instead of like 0. Because, LSU's got a lot of external distractions that could really disrupt a program. But I still have Florida at 9-3. Everyone is saying to me 7-5, 8-4. Yeah, I see what I mean. Past the trolling bullshit, I see where they're coming from, and I guess it's going to depend on what Emory does.
If he shows out
in the first 5 games, we're going to know a lot more. 4 games, first 4 games are going to tell Florida fans a lot, but I'm going to stick with the 9-3. But
that's not a bad record, though.
No,
it'll be better than they deserve, especially with Todd Grantham roaming around. You know what? The only thing that gives me any kind of solace about that is the rumblings I get coming out of Gator Nation is Grantham is on a leash about this big, and if he fucks up even once and shits the bed like he did on several of those games, he's done. I mean, he's on a very, very short leash. His seat is quite warm, from what I understand. Yeah. I'm hoping that's true. I'm praying that's true because Third and Grantham don't work no more.
Well, I support Grantham 100%.
Shut up, Mike. Shut up, Caleb.
I actually think Florida's due for a 4-8 season.
You think Florida's going to be a 4-win season?
I'm not. No.
I'll put $100 on that right now that you're wrong.
I think it's way higher than that. I think it's at least 6, maybe 8. But I don't know.
Well, see, here's how I look at it. If the defense is as bad as Saleen says it is, and then they lost 95% of their,
trust me.
Well, I'm just taking his word for it. and their offense lost 95% of its production, that's a terrible team.
Yeah. It is a terrible team. They play in a terrible conference, so they're going to win at least 8.
Hey, Slim, I got $100 says they win more than 4 games. Anytime you want to take the bet, say the word, and the minute they win that 5th game, I'll give you my PayPal address.
I'm sure Megan will see to it that they win more than 4 games. I have no doubt.
Yeah,
I don't care how they win, as long as they win and do it within the rules.
Megan's going to
which nobody does anyway.
Megan's going to be the jackrabbit pumping that team up.
Pun intended.
It's the Megan jokes. They go in one ear and out the other. It's just they're so old now and so worthless. But
they're older than you, not everybody else.
Well, that's fine. I mean, whatever.
Oh, by the way, are we throwing the shoe at the dunk tank? I thought we were doing that this year. It's a Slava.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a shoe involved. There was a shoe involved. I came in 6th place with the shoe throw.
So
everyone was hoping I'd win the shoe toss last Slava Olympics.
Is it kind of hard, like throwing like a football, or how you hold it?
I was just gonna hold it and just throw it, but then I saw one guy, I forgot who it was. He held it by the lace and he just kind of back and forth like this and just ding by the laces.
Yeah, don't do that.
I did that.
Remember,
pretty good.
My mom, somebody, I think it was Pete almost got hit when Jesse J threw his shoe.
Yeah, somebody threw a shoe and it went sideways and almost took out 2 Slav.
That was Jesse.
That was Jesse. Okay, yeah, because
and they almost
because Jesse almost killed 2 people with the shoe.
And I forget who the other guy was, but.
Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
what was you for him?
Kind of close too. So.
Dang, yeah, really good memory.
I was standing right next to me.
Yeah. Jesse almost took. Jesse. K Dog is right. Jesse almost took Pete's head off.
Don't grab it by the laces and then spin around.
No. He was trying to throw it like a discus or something. I just walked up to the line and started swinging the damn thing back and forth and went vling.
Yes,
and it did pretty good.
I got a tip for you, Saleen. I might participate too, but I got a tip for you for a shoe throw. Try to hold it like in the heel, and you just eat it.
That might work too. Yeah. I was actually sat there. I had to throw the shoe that I was wearing because I didn't bring an extra one like some people did.
Oh.
And my foot got cold. I had cold foot. Thank God I think that was like one of the near the end of all the outdoor stuff because I think we did the push-up thing after that, and then we went inside.
I can either get like 5 push-ups, which is really bad.
Oh boy, yeah, you're not gonna win.
Well, you would beat Chess.
Yeah, you'll beat Chess.
Well, you'll beat Chess and BDD. Yeah. I think you'll beat those 2, but
I got to start working on my push-ups because Lucy.
I got
to work on that.
Yeah,
you'll beat me.
Oh.
Well, you have a chair. You can just kind of
so what I do is I just jack my chair up and then put it back down.
You just have to make sure your battery's charged.
Up. So.
Love it. Hey guys, I'm gonna drop. I'm sorry, I didn't want to take up Lou's spot. I don't know why Lou left.
No, I gotta go anyway because I gotta shut down. Right, actually, it's almost 5 now, so I gotta shut down because I gotta be somewhere I got to be somewhere. So, but Hufferbilly, thank you for the PayPal donation. That was very, very kind.
No, man. I told you I was going to try to stream in here when I could, and today was a good day for me. So.
This is
episode I put it to good use. So.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
All right. See y'all later. And the house today sucks.
We all knew that.
Well, I know that. I mean, we beat the shit out of them.
Love you.
All right, guys.
Thank
you all for being in the yard with me. I appreciate that.
Good stuff.
That's right. Yeah. Y'all can come on.
All right, boss.
Thanks, Slim. Appreciate you always.
Yes, sir.
All right. See you later, Mike. Appreciate it.
Later, Saleen.
Okay, well, I'm the only one left standing. Okay. Well, I appreciate everyone that was in the stream. Ton of people in the stream today. I actually got up to 35 people in here. Got 27 thumbs up, so that's great. I got 2 thumbs down, so the trolls evidently 28. Thank you. Hey, can I get 2 more? Can I get to 30? Come on, give me 2 more thumbs ups. Get me to 30. I only got 2 thumbs down, so the trolls evidently weren't here today. So that's fine. 29. Hey, if I stall long enough, I get 1 more. Come on, give me 1 more. Anyway, thank you all, guys in the chat. Mike Hogue is here. Lou is it? Got 30. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. LW was here. Nate the Great. Caleb, the Spelling Bee Man, was here. Captain Trips was here. The Bet, being the Bet as usual. Pizza Woman was here. Colby was here. A ton of people here. Lou, Floridian, Hufferbilly. Thank you, man. That was a great thing you did with the PayPal. I appreciate that donation. That was very nice of you. 31 thumbs up. That's great. Anyway, I am doing the happy hour this week. Jesse is going to be on vacation. He asked me to do happy hour, so I'll see y'all back on this channel 4 p.m. Friday the 9th. Do it all over again. So until then, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next week. And we'll see you on Friday first, then we'll see you next week. So peace. Have a good rest of the day. And if you're in the path of Tropical Storm Elsa, be careful out there.